Did we get it right? Okay. Maybe no, we didn't get it right. Hold on, y'all. Okay, there we go. Hello, everyone. Shout out to each and every one of you. Shout out to each and every one of you. And thank you so much for tuning in to your girl Siren on the Siren Speak show. Okay, so today we are going to be answering quite a few of your questions or quite a few of your concerns. Okay, a lot of you are really questioning the top five. Like, how do I get the top five? And, when do I let go? How do I wean out of the top five? When is the right time to let go of my top five, Siren? So your girl is going to answer your questions. Okay, we're going to talk about it today. We are going to talk about it today. First things first. So we're going to talk about do not drop your top five until you are married, okay? Or at least engaged, okay? Or about to get married, engaged, about to get married. I would say until you are married, okay? And I'm going to tell you guys why. Also, we're going to talk about how long should you be engaged, okay? You got the ring. How long should you be engaged? What is considered a healthy engagement and what is considered an unhealthy engagement, okay? Because people will string you along, Chad, if you let them. Let me see. Yeah, so those are the two things that we're going to be talking about today. And how to level up according to your budget is something that, I want to talk about because a lot of people are like, they feel like leveling up, which means you have to have all of this money. So level up on a budget. Okay, let's talk about the highs versus the lows. Okay, or highs and lows. All right, so I'll add that to the description later on. Shout out to y'all. Thank you guys for tuning into the building with your girl. And thank you to everyone who come in and give this video a big old fat thumbs up. That way we can keep YouTube saying, yeah, they do want to hear what Siren got to say. Okay? Because I'm so tired of the plagiarism. I'm so tired of, I ain't gonna say tired because I do see it in a great way. A lot of people come to this channel, get critical things, and then take it to their channel. And I'm like, it is what it is. However, my message has got to reach a bigger audience. I'm grateful for that. Okay, so I don't want to say I'm tired of it because at first it did trigger me, but I understand it now. Okay, so shout out to all my worker bees is what I call them. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for getting my messages out to more people. Okay, and I'm grateful at the end of the day. So let's go ahead and talk about it over here, you guys. All right, we want to talk about do not drop your top five until you are married. Why you should not drop your top five, okay, until you are married? Because engagement does not solidify. A promise to pay is that. It's a promise to pay. An engagement does not solidify. Okay, you cannot get benefits, get on their health insurance because y'all engaged. Right? You cannot get on their health insurance because you are engaged. You have to wait until you are married, okay? Until the contract is solidified, until you both have signed on the dotted line. The ring doesn't mean a thing. Remember Kim said that? The ring doesn't mean a thing to me, okay? So we got to stop giving in because he makes a promise to pay, right? It is not until that check has cleared the bank that you want to say, all right, number 2 through 4 or through 5, y'all gotta go. It's time for you guys to go. Okay. So you maintain your top 5. And listen, like I say, some of you may have a top 3. Like I honestly say a top 5 because it makes life a lot easier. If you don't have to put that pressure on one guy and you have different guys and y'all, you get to go out to the good restaurant. Like I don't understand how single women are like struggling to pay their bills. Get you a top 5, baby. Get you a top 5, okay? And make sure that each one of them have a certain bill in your house. They're going to do it. A lot of you reach out to me and say, Siren, how is it that you get these men to pay your bills? Because I'm having to ask them. They may get an attitude. They may lie to me. tell me they're going to do it and they don't, you know. Listen, when you have the right top 5, you don't have to worry about that BS. First of all, I already told you it's where you find your top 5. If you going to the gas station and getting somebody from over there, the local gas station, and putting them in your top 5, then expect the BS to come with that. Okay? You can determine your top 5 by their lifestyle. Is this somebody who has a career? Is this somebody who has health insurance on their job? Okay, is this somebody who get paid salary, or is this somebody who's hourly? Okay, is this somebody who get paid via cash? You know what I'm saying? Like he get on the back of a truck every week and he run over there with Hector Julio them, and then he get his check at the end of the day. They pay him a little cash. You know, you got to look at their lifestyle. And you have to be really, really critical about who it is that you invite into your space. So you're going to have to make sure that your top 5 is healthy. If you have 5 healthy, eligible bachelors that all have something to offer, they don't have to be afraid of paying a bill. You know, they don't have to be afraid of, okay, well, I can't afford. You know what they can afford. See, number 5 cannot afford the bills that number 1 can. So if you go ahead and make sure that you have that healthy top 5, you guys, each and every one of them will be contributing towards your household bills. And it's not like it's stressful for them. It's not like they have to pay all the bills. Okay. And the most critical part, you guys, of dating is being truthful. When you are truthful with a man, okay, when you are telling the truth, see, a lot of people will want to project their lifestyle onto y'all and tell y'all all these lies, like you got to make it, you got to run game. Now, granted, you do got to run game, but you don't ever have to lie. Okay, you don't ever have to lie. You can, you know, run a little game about your situation, but you shouldn't have to lie. The thing about it is you want to be truthful as possible. You want to let them know, hey, top 5, they don't have to know each other. That's not what I'm saying. Don't invite them all to a party, even though that's what your girl Siren did. Yes, I did. I would have little parties for my, on the weekend. Child had all of them now. Child had one sitting in the living room, one outside, one sitting in my car because he want everybody to know he a part of the top 5, you know. They came at different times. One would be leaving, one would be coming, you know. Look, right? But don't do that. See, Siren was pushing to the limit, okay? I was pushing it back then, all right? But yes, you want to let them know. So when you meet somebody, okay, let's say you have a contingent for a top 5, right? You went out of your boundaries. You went to a nice little area. Maybe it was during travel or something. You got to be careful with when you meet a top 5 at the airport. Is he in the general or is he in the business? I don't think you want to be in a general area meeting no damn top 5, okay? Is he in business? Okay, if he's in business, run your mouth. Hey, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? If he's in business class, yes, run your mouth all day. And when you travel, you may want to book business class tickets, okay? Because first of all, business class don't sell out like that. So when you're booking at the last minute, you can book a flight in business class, y'all, and get all of those benefits because it'd be way cheaper. If you wait till the last minute to book your flight, you get it like boom, you know what I'm saying? And you check business class. Okay, and you fly business class. I'm telling you, sometimes you have to just invest. See, we want people to invest in us, but we don't want to invest in ourselves. So if you know somebody, you can get the family little business. If you know somebody who worked for the airline, honey, you get over there and get you a good little flight, honey. Business class, you be paying cheaper for what you will pay in any other area of the plane. Okay. But anywho, you have them little conversations over there. But okay, so now let's talk about you meet a contender, okay, who can possibly be a top 5. Okay, so this person here, you've already, yeah, I forgot the damn point I was getting ready to make. Okay, I forgot the point, okay? But anywho, oh, this is what I was going to say. So yeah, you meet this possible top 5. Let's say you did get that business class seat, right? Oh, skirt. Back it up right there. And you sitting next to somebody who, you know, y'all having a little conversation, y'all both in business class and stuff like that. You liking what you see, he liking what he see. You know it is what it is. It's a mission for you, but it's a conversation for him, all right? So now you've exchanged information, right? I always tell you guys, give a guy your IG. IG is the safest way nowadays. Before you give him your phone number, give him your IG and put him as to where he can DM you and where he can call you via IG. You talk to him a few times on IG. Do not give him your personal phone number. See, a lot of us, we be too excited and too antsy. We give them too much access too fast, okay? If I had IG back in the day, all I had was the number of the time, okay? It was a number you would call back in the day. That's how throwback siren is, okay? You would call that number and it would say the time is. So I didn't have anything, I either gave them my phone number or I didn't, So anywho, you meet this person and a part of your conversation. Now, first of all, when you meet somebody, stop having too many you have one conversation with them, and I'm going to push it and say 2 conversations with them maximum before your first date. Don't be on the phone caking with them every day, all day. Because now they really don't care to see you. And you definitely don't want to send them no pictures, honey. That's why I got a whole Instagram. And over there, I put up all my best pictures, okay? So if you want to picture me, you could go over there and click dang on screenshot and do it however you want. That's the picture you're going to get. Do not send phone photos, period. Oh, you want a picture of me? I have some great photos on IG. Those are all of my top photos. Those are the best photos. They're right there. Do not send pictures. Okay. So now you have had those 2 conversations. Hey, this is my Instagram. This is the best way that you can reach me because, a lot of men don't want a woman who's too available anyway. He want to work his way towards getting your phone number. If he really does like you, he's going to work towards getting to know you. He's going to work towards gaining more access to you, and he's going to do whatever it takes. If he doesn't, then that's it. He's going to fall off. And that's somebody that you don't have to worry about. Okay. So now that you've exchanged information, okay, and let's say he has reached out, let's say he has touched down, he has done whatever it is he needed to do for his business that day, and now he's in his hotel room just, chilling, and he decides to look at your Instagram and start liking some of your pictures. You see, you getting him to know a little bit about you. He's getting to see what your lifestyle and things of that nature. So that way, when you do have that first conversation, he's going to want to ask some questions. Hey, well, I saw on there that you was with such and such, or I see that you like to do this, or oh, I would love for us to go on a nice vacation to do. He's going to know something about you, right? So that's why I will always suggest that you give them your social media and say, hey, this is the best way you can message me. You can DM me, or, I'll go ahead and release access for you to be able to call me through the app. Okay. That way they don't get your direct phone number, but they will be able to reach out to you if so. And if it gets to a point where the connection gets uncomfortable, you can simply just turn off that access. I always say don't block them, but you could turn that access off to where they cannot, reach out to you or message you or, call you. You don't have to block them, but you could turn it off. Okay, so I say that is a healthy way to stay connected, to get connected with the, with the other one. So when you have that conversation, you have to let them know what it is that you need from them and what it is that you seek from them. And they have every right to let you know what it is that they need or want from you, right? Just to be fair, if they say, hey, listen, I need you to back this up every Tuesday and Wednesday, and you like either yay or nay. Okay, point blank period. Just be straight up with me. If I'm like, look, that ain't something I'm trying to do right now. I really wish you well with your search. I'm pretty sure somebody out there is willing to do it, but it's just not our siren. Okay, and you disconnect right then and there. There's no need to continue any connection after that. But once you put it out there on the line, what it is that you seek or what it is that you're seeking when it comes to anyone who's involved or anyone who's actively in your life or has access to you, he either is going to say yay or nay. Okay, so you let him know, hey, listen, this is what I'm looking for. I'm out here. I'm a single woman. I'm working. I'm taking care of myself, making sure I have my minimum, what it is that I need, in life or whatever. So I'm looking for somebody who can, come through and take some of that off of my back so that I can invest in my business. My goal is to start or have a business in the future, but the money that I have goes towards my bills and things of that nature. So of course, I'm looking for someone who can come in, who wants to come in and help me, to sustain my bills. these are the bills right here that I need taken care of. You know, somebody come in and take care of this and take that off my back. That way I can invest in my future and, you know, get what it is that I want a little bit faster. And therefore, once my business is successful, that's something I can share with my husband, which can possibly be you if you about this life. He gonna be like, yeah, I'm about this life, girl. I got you. I got you. Oh, I could do that. I can. Either he can or he can't. But if you don't let a man know what you want and you're just expecting him to just all willy-nilly just throw you a bag, you know, you kind of setting yourself up for failure on that part. Okay, you kind of setting yourself up for failure on that part. So you definitely want to be honest, okay? That's why I say put it out there. Don't be afraid of the way you feel. Don't be afraid to tell or ask. Closed mouth do not get fed, okay? If there are some things that you need, if you're like, okay, I don't really want him to, you know, pay for my bills, but, you know, if he can give me money to get this, you know, let's say you're trying to take care of a course and you're like, okay, I really would like to take this class to get certified for such and such. You know what I'm saying? Like if I can get somebody, if you're going to be that person who can help me by paying, because sometimes you could take classes and you have to pay per month, you know, you have a monthly bill for that course or something of that nature. Hey, you know, I got this monthly bill. So, you know, if you could take that off my hand, that way, you know, I could invest in my future and it'll take a lot of pressure out of me so I don't be stressed during my classes and I could pass my test easy. You know, you just got to have that finesse. You got to make him feel like he's investing, okay? Not giving you, like he's investing in something. And the better of a woman you become, the better of a wife he's going to have, period. So you definitely want to make sure that you're, you know, being honest with them. You also must let him know, listen, you know, I'm a grown woman. I'm dating right now. You're a grown man. You're dating. I just want you to know that, you know, I do have other contenders. I do have other friends that I engage with, you know, that I go out with. And, you know, I'm giving myself a proper dating experience. I'm getting to know different people to see what I like and what I don't like. You know, and I would hope that you are doing the same thing, because I don't want you to only date me. And then once you marry me, you come to find out I'm not the woman that you want. Now you cheating on me. You know, like we got to give ourselves enough time to get to know people. We got to give ourselves a fair chance to get to know what we like and what we don't like. So I just want to let you know and be honest with you up front to say, hey, I do have other friends that I hang out with, that I, you know, spend time with, that, you know, help me. And, you know, you got to let him know, like, listen, it's other ones out here that's doing way more than you. Okay, I'm literally asking you for the bare minimum, but there are others that are doing way more than you because they want this. They about this life. Okay, they know exactly what this is. So being honest with them, you guys, is going to be very, very, very important. Now, there's a way to finesse each situation. And like I told you guys, I do have Patreon where it is called Love is Love. So I will put the link to my Patreon in the description bar. So for those of you who want deeper details on how to finesse the situation in your favor, I got you. Okay, but you will have to go over to our Patreon. Sign up for our Patreon. It's only a couple dollars per month, you guys, and you will get some very good information. Okay. So, yeah, we go a little deeper over there. Over here, I want to keep it on the surface because I don't want to give away, you know, all of our secrets. So any men that watch this live, they're going to be like, okay. Also, when she say that, you know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, y'all ain't getting it. I want all y'all bills to be paid and on time, okay? I don't want any of you in debt. So definitely we're trying to get, you know, everything taken care of. And I want all of you to be, you know, looking so crazy in love. Got you looking so crazy in love. I want all of y'all to be looking so crazy in love, honey, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to take the necessary actions to make sure that we find love, okay? So why I say do not give up your top 5 until you are married, okay? I already told you an engagement is a promise to pay. It's not an actual payment, okay? So it means nothing. It's just a ring, okay? It is a promise, okay? That's all it is. It is not the actual factual. So what you don't want to do is get a guy to propose to you, and now you got to let go of your top 5, and now it's 2 years later, y'all still engaged, okay? Absolutely, positively not, right? So you're going to let him know, even as your fiance, hello, not until we certify this and solidify this, I'm not letting go of nobody. And you got to stand stern and direct, because if he can get you to let go of your top 5 with an engagement, he don't have to marry you. See, the deal is he's supposed to get you to himself, but he has got to do that as your husband. That is my husband will experience me alone. He will not have to share me with anyone. Okay, I saw a video today. They were talking to Neo, the singer Neo, and he was in this polygamous relationship where he has 4 women. And he was talking about how the women are not allowed to date outside of him. Okay, he has 4 women that he's dating all at once, which that is his right. That is his right. That's what I'm talking about, your top 5. Now, I ain't never heard of the top 5 living in the house with you and stuff, you know. And that's all this polygamy is. It's these women, these men maintain. I'm going to select which one is the best. Okay. Now, none of them are married, so I cannot say Neo is wrong. However, Neo says that he can have multiple women, but they are not allowed to date or see or entertain anyone outside of him. And that's where the problem lies. See, now you have an insecure man. Now you have a narcissistic man. Now you have an insensitive man, okay, who's dealing with abandonment issues, that he has got to hoard women. Okay, because perhaps maybe there's mommy issues that are there, because when a man loves and respects his mother, he tends to love and respect, you know, women in general. And I'm not talking about a man who cool with his mama. I'm talking about a man who really loves and respects his mother. He's not going to want to put his hands on a woman, because he's going to be like, damn, I know what a woman did to me. I know what a woman did for me. She brought me into this world. She raised me. She nurtured me. She took care of me. She's still here for me. She loves me unconditionally. So when a man get to experience a healthy mother, okay, he tend to have a more healthier connection or respect for women. Now, I'm not saying all of them do, but it's typical for a man who has a healthy mother to have a little more respect for women than to say, all right, even if Neo wants to date 5 or 10, he has every right. He is a single man. He's not married. Now, if he had a wife and he introduces another woman into that home, they all have problems, okay? That is a setup for a major explosion, and I wouldn't want to be nowhere near that, okay? So, you know, now that he has these 4 women, okay, and they are not able to date outside of him, first of all, I guarantee you, he get any one of them. See, I would love to be a part of them 4, honey. Because you best believe I would give him a run for his motherfucking money. Yes, I will. See, because your goal is you want to have me to yourself. If I'm giving that to you as my boyfriend, why would you want to marry me? Why would you pay for the entire thing when you can get it for free? Okay? See, what he need is a woman to chastise him in a very, very nurturing way, to chastise his ego, right? Because I would definitely be like, yeah, I got somebody else, okay, and somebody else, just like you. We cool. But see, what you got to do, you got to be so sexy, so classy with it that he's like, damn, girl, God, like you, she just that one I can't tame, boy. I can't keep it, man. She just won't do right. And guess what? The other 3 that is doing right, he's going to lose very little interest in them. And they're going to be like, I don't understand. And, you know, you talk to her, you run behind her, and she don't even care about you because she out there messing with other niggas, you know, and it's just you right here following her. Because that's what he wants. He wants a challenge. A man loves to compete. He does not like for things to just be placed on his plate. He don't appreciate that. He don't respect that. Okay, he loves to conquer. He loves to feel like he worked hard. He shows off his trophies. Okay, he don't show off the free stuff, that he shows off his trophy that he got, because he had to fight hard for that in order to win. So he is definitely going to want to go after that woman that is not giving him exactly what it is that he wants. Now, I noticed in his relationships, because when he got that other chick to cut her tubes, okay, and then left her, I said, "Ooh, child, that's a hard pill to swallow." But that was her, you know, that was stupid of you. Like I told y'all, that is a promise to pay. Okay. Now, I think he did. I don't know if he married her. I think he did marry her, but I think she got her tubes cut, you know, in order to get married. I think that's how it went. Like when she got her tubes cut and then he was like, all right, let's get married. And then he left her. That is so, like, that is just, I don't know how she did that. I don't know what she was up under, honey. I don't know about that one. Okay. I sympathize with her because now she's in another relationship and she wants to give her husband children and she can't because he just dumped her, you know. Yeah, that's really messed up. But anywho, so that's why I said you don't want to denounce, you don't want to get rid of your top 5 until your marriage is the solidification that you need to get rid of your top 5. Until y'all walk down that aisle and sign off on that certificate, okay, I'm still up for grabs. Anybody could come at any moment, okay? May the right person win. Now, how long should we be engaged? Because somebody messaged me and was like, Siren, so I've been engaged for like about a year and a half. Okay, so healthy dating. You got your top 5, right? Now, this is how your top 5 is going to change. Because I'm going to tell you, after a year, I should say that's enough time for you to know if you want to be with somebody or not. Okay, if he's still, you know, paying bills, he's still contributing towards the lifestyle that you want to live or towards the convenience of a lifestyle for you, then okay. But if after a year, a guy has not proposed to you, I'm going to push it and say 2 years because we don't want to move too fast, okay? I'm going to push it and say 2 years, okay? You've been dating somebody for about 2 years. They know if they want to, you know, marry you by now. They've seen, you know, you, they've gotten to know you, you've gotten to know them. You guys have had a chance to, you know, come into a disagreement and see how you handle that. You guys have gotten to know a lot more about each other, about each other's family, hopefully, okay? So I'm going to say after about 2 years, if a top 5 member has not proposed to you at least, it's time to go. See, the hard part is this right here, when it's time to start cutting people off, when it's time to walk away. A lot of us are keeping expired men. Okay, when that expiration date is there, it don't mean this is going to get better. It means this is going to get worse. It's going to taste worse. It's going to become bad for you. Now you are in a connection with someone that is toxic. The connection is toxic because you are consuming energy from someone who is past the expiration date as your boyfriend. Okay, we got to stop being in relationships for 5, 6, 7, 8 years. That's no longer a relationship. That is a toxic bond. Okay, that is abandonment issues, right? That is some deep stuff right there, you guys. How is it that you can be with someone that long without a commitment? It makes absolutely no sense. Anything can happen to any one of us at any time. I have no rights to you. I've been with you. I've been helping, and we've been building this lifestyle for 8 years. Something happens to you, and guess what? Everything gonna go to your child with your baby mama. Everything that you have, everything that we had in the bank is gonna go to somebody else. You know, you have no rights when it comes to what happens to his body. His family gets to make decisions, or his children, or whomever. Everybody has something to say, or everybody has rights but you. Because you just a girlfriend. You just a girl who's a friend. So I would say 2 years is more than enough time. If after 2 years, a top 5 member is not ready to propose, you're going to have to put on your big girl panties. You're going to have to pull yourself up by the bootstraps, and you're going to have to be like, hey, number 3, you know, we've been going out for 2 years. We've spent quite a bit of time together. We've went on dates. We've, you know, spent time together. I've gotten to know you. You've gotten to know me. At this point, either you're going to say one of 2 things. I really feel like you're somebody I can see myself with for the rest of my life, okay? And I just want to know, how do you see me? Do you see me as somebody you can marry or spend the rest of your life with? And if they say yes, then, you know, okay, so are you ready to take this relationship to the next level, which is engagement? Okay? And if they say, well, I'm not ready for that, okay, skirt, guess what, number 3, it was nice knowing you. Y'all got to be very direct and very stern because this is your life. Don't be giving away all your years for nothing. So you're going to have to cut them off, boom, just like this. All right, number 3, okay, that's it. And he could be easily replaceable. Somebody else can be number 3. Okay, you will find the number 3 somewhere, somehow. All you got to do is go out into the world and be on a mission. Okay, write it down on your daily affirmations. Okay, today I am one step closer towards finding a new number 3. Okay, but if they are not willing to get engaged, which you shouldn't have to have that conversation. I feel like throughout those 2 years, if you continue to have conversations saying, hey, we've been together for a year now, okay? I'm still feeling like you're somebody I can see myself with for the rest of my life. It's getting towards that year and a half mark or whatever. And, I'm just shocked that I still feel the same way about you. I want to get to know more about you. We'll see where it goes after 2 years if we make it to that next mark. I look forward to getting towards it with you at this point. Let's see where it goes. So it's not like you're going to continuously be putting pressure on him, but you're definitely going to be letting him know that you're not going to be dating past 2 years. Okay. You got more than enough time to get to know me. And like I said, if you don't give him everything up front, he's definitely going to want to, stick around because he's going to want to get to know more. He's going to want to get to experience more of you as well. So, excuse me, you definitely want to make sure that you are upfront with him and letting him know. So don't keep them in the blind and just be hoping one day that they'll pop the question. No, you let him know when y'all out on dates. Hey, I have such a great time. We vibe. We like the same foods. We like the same things or whatever, and I just want to let you know that I'm not going to be in this past 2 years. I feel like 2 years is more than enough time for us to get to know each other. And when we reach that 2-year mark, either we're going to move forward into a higher connection or we just going to be, we're going to go our separate ways. I really hope we move forward with a higher connection at this point because you're somebody who I really, truly enjoy. I do see myself being with you, for the rest of my life. I do see myself in a higher connection, children, White House, picket fence, picket fence, all of that stuff. Like, let them know. Y'all have those healthy conversations. If he's like, yeah, I feel like that too. Like I'm connecting with you, I'm vibing. The more time I spend with you, the more I get to know you, the more I'm liking you. And yeah. Or like I said, he's like, no, I don't think I don't see myself being with you. I don't see myself married to you. Then you know what? Thank you so much, number 4. I really appreciate it, but I don't want to waste your time and I definitely don't want you to waste mine. Check please. And you out of there. That's it. But we got to stop holding on past and beyond the expiration date. That's when you have to be responsible. You have to be the CEO of this thing called your life. And you're going to have to make executive decisions and you're going to have to know when to cut. Okay. So if you are in a engagement, let's say now you got your engagement, right? So number 2 is the one who proposed. Okay. And now number 2 has proposed and I hope you got to let them know. We already know that's not going to happen until I'm married. Okay. And a healthy engagement, you guys, is anywhere from 90 days, 3 to 6 months is what I'm going to say. 3 to 6 months. Now, of course, okay, if you feel like you want to invest in a wedding, okay, then I would say 6 months. So you're going to be like, okay, we're engaged now. So we're planning our wedding 6 months from now. Okay. And they'll be like, oh, I ain't got the money. Then you don't need no damn wedding. Okay. Because whatever you vibrate towards is going to happen regardless. If you don't vibrate towards that, then period, let it go. Okay. You go down there, have your nice little courthouse marriage, honey. All you need is that marriage and that license and all of that. And you can have the ceremony anytime. Okay, you can have a wedding a year later, 2 years, whatever, whenever your budget does suffice, but you need to have that marriage certificate, okay? You need to have that marriage certificate, right? Within 3 to 6 months. Because if you've been dating number 2 for 2 years, now you want to be engaged for 2 years, that's 4 years, okay? That's 4 years. All right. Honestly, me purposefully, I wouldn't even wear an engagement ring. Okay. I would appreciate an engagement ring, but you don't have to give me a ring to be engaged to me. I want the wedding ring. Okay. The engagement ring means absolutely nothing. And I'm not going to run off my number 1 through 5 wearing your little ring, your little promise to pay. Okay. That's a promise to pay. That's not a ring that goes on my finger. I know as women, you could buy me an engagement bracelet. How about that? Okay. This will show that we together. You know what I'm saying? This is what your promise to pay gets. But my husband gets this finger right here. Not my boyfriend. Okay. My husband gets this finger right here. Okay, my boyfriend is not going to put nothing on there, and we got to stop locking ourselves down like that. So that way you running off potential candidates, because while he's sitting up here saying we engaged, okay, in 6 months you can meet a whole other potential candidate that will meet you, and everything is like moving forward with this person, and now they making the person who you said yes to like, dang, I got somebody who's like really, well then and if he's serious, if number 2 is serious, then he'll go ahead and be like, all right, let's go ahead and get married. Because all you have to do is go to the courthouse to get married. You ain't having a wedding there. You can have a wedding at any time. Okay, you just have to solidify that connection, and within 30 days, okay, you make sure you go ahead and put yourself on his insurance. You make sure he got a good job with some good benefits, okay, and you make sure you go ahead and add yourself to the insurance, because if you get pregnant, okay, if you get pregnant, now your child, okay, you're going to be able to get that prenatal care that you need. If we start doing this the right way, you guys, we will have 1, less baby daddies, and 2, less failed relationships. Because it's something about when you get married. When you get married, to me, this is just Siren speaking, okay? When you get married, the universe tend to bless, okay, that connection. All right. Those type of relationships or those type of connections seem to me to be a lot blessed. I know when I was dating and I had my top 5, and versus once I got married, because Babe was actually one of my top 5s. Okay. But once we got married, something happened. The frequency shifted in our connection to where before, when we were just dating, there was a desire, okay, to go out and maybe introduce myself to somebody else, or for him to introduce himself to somebody else. There was like a desire for that. But once we got married, there was a level of respect that's like, yo, like, we in this, okay? We in this for each other, or we in it, So when it comes to, me and being married, it's just, it's a level of respect. And when you have that level of respect for a connection, the universe tend to bless that connection just as much as you respect it. So that's why I said 3 months, 3 to 6 months, y'all. 3 to 6 months for that engagement. And 6 months is a long time to be engaged, because now you get another 6 months, okay, of me being single. There's no form that you fill out that says, are you engaged? Okay, it says, are you married or are you single? No, the government don't even respect engagement, because it doesn't mean anything. It just means that's a boyfriend, okay, period, who gave you a promise to pay. You can't go to the bank and cash a promise to pay. They either want the cash or they want the check. What's up? We need the payment in hand. Okay, we can. Oh, well, I'm a promise to pay y'all. No, we're not going to add nothing to your account until we get what it is that we need to solidify this transaction. And that's what you need to do. Solidify that transaction, you guys. Okay, and make sure that you are not falling for the okie doke. Okay. So shout out to each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the Siren Speak Show with your girl, Siren. Okay, don't forget, y'all, join our Patreon. Join our Patreon for deeper conversations. Also, to get your personal questions answered live. Y'all ain't got to wait, days for me to go live again just to get your response. Go ahead and join the Patreon, okay? The Love is Love Patreon. It is just $2.99 per month. That is it per month, y'all, okay? And you get some really good advice, but there are a lot of secrets that I used, okay, for my top 5 that works, not just for me, but for other women, because I do coaching. I do love coaching. I do relationship coaching and counseling as well. You guys, if you need some type of counseling for your relationship, you can go to spiritualcandies.com and you can book a counseling session, okay, with me, and we can look deeper into how to handle some of the issues or situations that may be coming up in your love life that you're like, I don't know how to get rid of this. I don't know if it's because of me. I don't know what it is going. We look deeper into what it is that's going on with you, and we give you a whole bunch of resolutions to some very, very, very hard, easy, or tough problems. Whatever it is, your girl Siren got you. Okay, period. Y'all know who this is. All right. But like I say, outside of that, go to Patreon, sign up, you guys. I will put the link in the description box. Shout out to those of you who have already joined the Patreon family. Y'all showing your girl some love. And I am going to be doing some seminars, okay, for this channel as well. Yes, I am. I'm going to be introducing some seminars. So you guys, for those of you who know me, y'all know I am the seminar queen, okay? The goddess of seminars. And I have decided to now do seminars over on this channel when it comes to love, 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 love. So yes, y'all going to be getting even more of your girl, okay? But again, thank you guys for tuning in.